Hello everyone, my name is Sylvie and welcome back to the Stormheart expansion pack. So we are gonna meet Mala. She told us to come to the center. And we are arriving right here. It's amazing how large the Leviathan has become. I have never seen a dragon grow at such rapid pace. Even our great protector. He seems to remember me. He is always happy to see me here. One day he will be big enough to protect himself and help us as our ally. Until then, it is your duty and mine to make sure it is safe here in its haven. I have no doubt that we can do it together, Silver. Just a casual flying triple strike egg. So he's still down there. Same size. He's pretty small actually for a Leviathan. So that's it now. Okay, so the ship is here. So we can go back to it anytime and check it out. So if anyone want to play around here, you can do that, no problem. It's a huge freaking contraption they have established here. I feel bad for these low ruffles. I have to keep that. It is a nice ship, I guess. It's a brutal ship. It's a like destructive ship, but in that sense, it looks really strange though. I wonder how it stays afloat. And what are these plates for? Protecting just the center? This is like the power of it. There's like smoke going out. Those probably pull these wheels back here. There, that's how it goes forward. Ginormous. That's the motor function of an older ship, so that's accurate enough. But oh my god, it's not pretty. It's pretty. Looks pretty deadly, to say the least. So this is the only map that we get with this expansion pack, which is the first time that we haven't really gotten an actual map for the expansion. I guess this is an actual map, but I mean it's a big enemy ship and the rock structure right here. So the ship is more for the quests. Like I don't see why anyone would go and just play around on it, because it's not really, it's a dangerous place. Like why would you go back to it, right? So that's what we get. For this expansion, there's one new map. This update actually also brought a new option, in case some of you just didn't notice yet. But you can now change your dragon's names for gems. 50 gems, and you can change your dragon's name if you're not satisfied with what it's called. So that's a nice feature. Not really part of the expansion, but it's a nice feature, so I wanted to mention it in case you haven't figured it out yet. So we get one egg. I think the egg is here. We get the egg. We just get an egg now. No adult dragon, just the egg, and no age up either. Just the egg. With the Death Song expansion, we at least got the baby. Like now we just have an egg, so I can technically keep it forever. And since I already have 2 triple strikes, maybe I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll hatch it. If you have any name ideas for a baby triple strike, just I would like to hit them. I would like to hit them. I would like to hear them, just for fun. I have not been doing too great on the speech part of this expansion pack. I'm sorry about that. I messed up a lot of the text. But no, it's what happens when you want to do two things at a time. So, focus on the expansion. I'm rambling a little bit. I always want to be positive about these expansions, so I'm going to start with the positive things. It's cool that we see Dagger. It's cool that we see a triple strike, but really the triple strike wasn't that meaningful for the quest. I mean, it could have been any other dragon. It could have been a Submaripper. It could have been a Sea Shocker. It could have been any of those dragons. There wasn't really any reason for them to hoard the triple strike for this expansion pack. because there was no significance to the triple strike other than Dak, or maybe mention a bit that, okay, know a little bit about triple strike because he's with Slaughter, however you pronounce that. So to hold on to triple strike for so long, it also takes a lot out of the expansion because the people do it for the triple strike and not for the actual story because they waited for it for so long. So I don't know, and it's not a deal breaker. It's not a deal breaker. So the ship is very well done. The ship looks good, and the quests the length of them were fine. This size were okay. There was 11 quests in total, I think, or 10, 11 quests, but they were long enough so that you didn't feel like, okay, you're easing through it, but they weren't too long either. Actually, at the end, I was kind of feeling like, okay, just get on with this Mala stuff, because Mala randomly shows up, and I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? That's kind of their way of going in and introducing the Leviathan. Oh, he's still here, by the way. That's one thing I'll have to say that I don't like about this. It's fine that School of Dragons want to make their own story with Stormheart and Herald, these characters that are unique to School of Dragons, but then they gotta own up to it. They gotta go with it. The Leviathan, in theory, the last expansion pack might as well not have happened. The School of Dragons took a huge chance on introducing the Leviathan, introducing an egg, and then making it a Leviathan, which is exclusive to the School of Dragons. A lot of people were unhappy with it, but then just kind of ignoring it because people didn't receive it as well. Just like, no, it's there. We'll make an expansion pack about something else now. Just it's there. Here at the end, we'll see it. It's still there. Just remember, it's there. We'll pick it up later. That's just, it makes the Leviathan even more insignificant that people already considered it to be because they expected the wildebeest, Night Fury egg, stuff like that. That takes so much away because they make a decision to make a Leviathan and then they kind of push it away again. They have to be strong about this decision to make people actually like this Leviathan, because there is so many people that don't like it yet. So it seems very strange that they would just like kind of, hide it under the carpet, so to speak, or just like, it's there, which is not very important right now. It's fine that they want to introduce new elements, but since the last expansion pack, The Secret of the Leviathan, ended with such a cliffhanger that seemed like it would be related to the Leviathan, and then just not doing that at all, just forgetting the Leviathan, that seems strange to me, because what we really need is to like this Leviathan, because a lot of people are like, what is this Leviathan? I don't know what the Leviathan is. It's weird, right? So just, now we get the triple strike, and they're like, triple strike! People like the triple strike, take that! Instead of, and just forgetting that. I'm not rooting for the Leviathan, because it's not my favorite dragon, but I'm rooting for School of Dragons to create a story that is compelling enough to drag people in. And this seemed very random, to put it lightly. It seemed very random. It's not a bad expansion pack. It's not bad at all. It's very cool. We get the Grimoire, which is from the show. We get to use a microscope and kind of, for the scientific aspect of it. It's a bit abstract for Vikings, but it worked. It worked out in this expansion pack. We got a brand new fighting system, which was very cool at the first look, and then it became kind of dull because it took a long time, but overall cool. It has potential, and it's something that you can see they've spent a lot of time to perfect. There was no bugs with it whatsoever. So that was really cool. I'm definitely going to give the expansion pack for points for that, to introduce something new. The diving bell was back. We got to swim, which was amazing. We got a lot of characters in over it all. We saw Dagger, we saw Heather, we saw the archaeologist. A lot of different traveling, and maybe a bit too much traveling. Like, travel is good, but not extremely much travel. And the only one new map, which isn't really a map at all, is also a letdown. One you have waited for so long, triple strike, hype, everything. All this build up is adding to killing the expansion pack, actually. If we had just gotten the expansion pack out, we wouldn't have been teased about triple strike, and there wouldn't have been all the drama. It would have been a cool, decent, amazing expansion pack, but the wait and the hype and the build up just needs it to deliver so much more than it actually would have to just to be a good expansion pack. Which is it is a good expansion pack, but it becomes a little underwhelming because of the way it has been introduced and hyped up and promised and then pushed back, and just my Viking is idle. That means I'm talking too much. I'm sorry. So I mean, actually, I want to say it's better than the Leviathan expansion pack, but now I'm kind of upset that the Leviathan doesn't get the justice it deserves, because they can't hide the fact that they made an expansion pack about this dragon, so own up to it and let us see more of that dragon, let us see it grow, let us see it evolve in this School of Dragons universe, not introducing this Stormheart person. And then should we think that, okay, maybe Stormheart is interested in taking the Leviathan because that's the new big enemy? They could have implemented that better, because it just seemed kind of random. Mala is here. Talk about the Leviathan. Done. They could have done it a lot better, because I'm all for Stormheart being the new big enemy, whatever. But it just doesn't connect as well. The person that was standing looking down at the Leviathan with Harold in the last expansion pack, was that Stormheart then? Because it kind of looked like a man to me. But was it Stormheart? It probably was Stormheart then. Because then it makes sense, but it doesn't... I mean... It might have been Stormheart. If it was, then yes. But where's the Leviathan aspect of it? Right? They connect, but not all the way through. It is a good expansion pack. I want to state that. It's a good expansion pack. You can tell that I've been to spend a lot of time on this, and it shows. It really shows. And I liked it. I enjoyed it very much. But, like I said, the hype really kills things. And this expansion pack will probably suffer a lot from that. There's also an issue with the Triple Strike intertwined with it. I mean... I think the Submarine Ripper would have been better for this, actually. I mean, as the dragon you would be finding. But it's cool to finally get the Triple Strike, but I'm not sure that... Because it takes so much attention away from the actual expansion pack, which has been... Like, that's a lot of work right there that just kind of becomes pushed as a secondary thing, because the Triple Strike is the main thing, which I think is a shame, because the real impressiveness is in the expansion pack. But School Dragons do what they do their thing. This is a good expansion pack. It's not going downhill. I'm a bit upset that they did still about the Leviathan part, but just as raw expansion packs, this one is definitely better than the Leviathan. It's more developed, there's more scientific methods that go intertwining well with the story. We get a bit of, like, the thing with the Grimoire and the toxins and stuff like that was really cool. Because it shows, it's a cool story, but it also shows a cool aspect of the science. And the new battling system is also, it's pretty neat. It could use some maybe speed up, because it gets a bit dull as you've done it a few times, and you move slowly and stuff, but it's cool. I think it's cool. I'd rather have it just as it is now than not have it at all. Because it is definitely cool, and I could see myself going in and doing it more. I've been talking enough now. My overall review would be good expansion pack. I think the School of Dragons team did a good job. With there's a few issues with it, like I've explained. Overall, very good. Very good. So if you're thinking about buying this expansion pack, even if you watched me play it, I suggest that you do it. Because it's fun to do. The battling is fun to do on your own. I think you should do it because it's very, very fun. And exciting, and it's new. It is introducing some new aspects to the game, which is cool. So that's me. That's what I have to say. I'll stop rambling now, and I will leave it to you to tell me what you think about this expansion pack. All opinions are welcome. What the hell? Are ready? What am I even saying? That's what happens when I ramble too much. All your opinions are appreciated, and you can leave them in the comment section below. And I will look forward to reading them. Anything you have to say, really, if you're happy about it, if you're upset about it, if you're disappointed, if you're just okay with it, whatever you have to say, I will look forward to reading it. And I want to thank you so much for watching this expansion pack. I've been recording it all in one big, long thing, so I'm a bit sore. My voice is getting weird. I'm rambling, I'm talking about language, what is voice, what is going on. So I will sign off now, and I want to thank you so much once more, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. So long, Dragon Rider.